Hi, I'm Backyard Barb, and today I'm going to be making a Winterberry Jam. When I moved to Utah, I quickly discovered that every house on my street gives a Christmas gift. And so last year I started doing jam. So I've decided that's going to be my tradition every year, as I make a different type of jam every year to give to my neighbors for Christmas. So today it's Christmas in July. I'm starting with 4 cups of cranberries that I've crushed in the food processor. Next, I'm adding 2 cups of orange juice that I juiced just a few minutes ago to get all the little reserves of the cranberry bits into the jam. And to this, I'm adding 4 cups of quartered strawberries. I'm going to turn that on to medium-high heat. I like to use a long wooden spoon because when you're stirring, sometimes the jam will spit and it does burn. It hurts. I'm going to bring this to a full rolling boil, and at that point is when I will add the 7 cups of sugar. So this is not a low sugar recipe. Today I'm using the Certo liquid pectin. You can absolutely crush your strawberries if you like a smoother texture, or even blend your cranberries up thinner. This is typically a jam that I make in the winter time when cranberries are in season, but I had pre-planned to do this, and so in December I froze a bunch of cranberries so that I could make this jam. If your strawberries don't break as down as much as you'd like, you control the chunkiness and how smooth you want it and how chunky you want it. So if you like big chunks, leave big chunks. I like it a little bit less chunky. The jam has started to have a full rolling boil, so at this point I'm going to add the sugar in, 7 cups of sugar. We're going to stir this in, and it's going to boil for 1 minute to let all the sugar dissolve. You can make this jam anytime you want, as long as you're prepared ahead of time, because obviously cranberries aren't in season at the same time as the strawberries and the oranges. So I typically hull and freeze a bunch of strawberries so that I have it for making jam, or I will also blend them up and put them in applesauce, make a strawberry applesauce, or I'll do a blackberry applesauce. My kids and grands always kind of like the different flavors and the different colors. When you use blackberries in applesauce, you get a purple applesauce, and that is a real hit. Okay, now I'm going to remove this from the heat to add the pectin in. One of my tips for doing this is, when you're using the liquid pectin, if you cut the top off and put it in a jar so that when you're using it, you can just have it right there and it's not tipped over. So it's a little bit easier to get it out. And you want to make sure that you use all of that good pectin. Just squeeze it all out. I'm going to put it back on the heat, and this is a medium-high heat, and we're going to bring this back up to a full rolling boil, and then once it gets to the full rolling boil again, we will time it for 1 minute, and then it's ready to jar up. It's starting to full rolling boil, and a lot of times when this happens, the jam will get a little bit foamy. You can either put a little pat of butter or a little pat of margarine in it, and that'll take the foam down. I typically don't like to do that. The foam doesn't really bother me. A lot of the recipes will tell you to spoon that off. So now that it's a full rolling boil, I'm going to put the timer on for 1 minute, and then it'll be ready to ladle up into jars. So I've washed my jars by hand with soapy water, and I put them in the oven at 190 degrees for at least 10 minutes. They've been in here the whole time the jam's been cooking. I also have my lids and a pot of water that are heated. So I have hot jam that's going in hot jars with hot lids. I have a clean paper towel that I'm going to wipe the rims off. And I use a different little corner every time. I keep folding, and I'm just trying to get all the sugars and the jams off so we get a good seal. And of course, I've made a mess again as usual. This is one of the reasons why I do it on a cookie sheet, so that way it's all kind of contained. And I'm using my magnetic lid lifter. And I am using my ball lids today, as I mentioned in my last canning video. I don't mind using them for jam, because if I have a seal that fails, I don't mind processing it again, because it's only a 15-minute process for And when you're screwing these on, you want to just screw them on enough just so that they're holding. It's just to hold the lid in place. So when the vacuum seal takes effect, it just kind of seals and holds it there. Yeah, you can already see how the jam is starting to set up just from cooling off in the bottom of the pot. So I'm using the steamer canner again today. So I filled the bottom up with water. It's about 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch from the rim on this. I'm going to just stack my jars on here. And I can get all 13 half pints on here. Put the lid on. As soon as I start getting a full steady stream of steam coming out of the hole, that's when I'll start the timer. You want to make sure you have oven mitts when you take the lid off, and you want to make sure to crack the lid away from your body. Got a lot sealing right off. This is my second batch. At the end of this batch, I will have enough for my whole street. So I've gotten all of my jars done. I got 26 half pints of the Winterberry Jam done. So I am now prepared for Christmas, all set. These sit for 24 to 48 hours until I can take the rings off, and then I'll wash the jars. And it looks like just about every jar has sealed so far. If you liked this video and felt like it was helpful, you can give me a thumbs up or subscribe, and I will be making more videos weekly. Thank you so much for joining me today. Until next time, bye.